Hi everyone. So tonight we're gonna have tacos for dinner and I really want nachos. So I'm going to try to make a keto nacho chip. Never done it before. Don't know how it's gonna turn out. So first time. And we're gonna do kind of a fathead dough. If you remember, the fathead dough is made with cheese. Now, you can do chips a whole bunch of ways. I'm just going to try this because there's like, you could do like a fried crispy bacon. You could do the cottage cheese chips that never work for me. You can do like just a slice of cheese or a pile of cheese and bake it till it's kind of crisp. You could do that as a chip. I just want to see how this is going to turn out and see if it tastes good when I make the tacos and see. I'm going to make nachos with it. So this is what I'm going to try. So basically, we're going to start with 1 ounce of cream cheese. And you're supposed to use mozzarella with fathead dough. I just got Fiesta, so that's what I'm going to use. It's a mixture. I don't really mind the difference, but if you have mozzarella, go for it. Now these are supposed to crisp up, but it says, now mind you, this is a recipe I just kind of found. It ain't really anybody's. I just kind of came up with it. So basically, it says that the thinner you roll this out, the more it's going to be like a chip. And you can season it, so you could make like nachos or whatever. I'm just trying to make a chip. And then, which I didn't know, if you cook it on a silicone mat, that mat holds moisture, so then they don't get as crispy because they don't get to be dried out, which I didn't know. I just learned that. So it's better to cook it on parchment paper, because parchment paper will pull out all the moisture, which is what we want. We want the moisture all pulled out. Oh, I can put that there. Okay. Now I need my cheese, and it's 1 cup of cheese. And like I said, I'm just using the Fiesta blend from Great Value or Walmart. And it's 1 cup. A little bit more. Yeah, that should be good. That's close. My cheese looks funny to you because I keep it frozen, so it's had to sit out for a little bit to defrost. And now we're going to put this in the microwave for 50 to 60 seconds so that it gets moist so you can mix it. Like I said, this is kind of like a fathead dough. See, that's 60. And then we're going to roll it out. And see how thin we can make it. Now, the one thing this doesn't have is an egg. which I think is kind of weird. But there's no egg. So, we're going to try it. And of course this says put it between parchment. I'm going to use oil to roll it out. I've done the parchment. If it doesn't work, I'll put it between parchment. I have lots of birds out there right now. Ooh, a little much. And you can see it turns like this. Okay. So now I'm going to add the almond flour, which is a 1/4 cup. Oh, my 1/4 cup's still in the drawer. Yep. 1/4 cup of almond flour. And then it calls for some salt, which is a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Measuring spoons. And then it calls for a 1/2 teaspoon of paprika just to add a little bit of nacho flavor, so I'm going to try it. You can add onion powder and garlic and all that fun stuff. Looking for the paprika. I know it's here somewhere. I have a dog whining to go outside. There it is. You gotta go? I don't know if you can hear. Okay, 1/4 or a 1/2 teaspoon of paprika is gonna get added. And then all you do is just mix this all together. That's how simple this is. Okay, give me 1 sec. Gotta let the dog out. She had to go out and chase a squirrel. Really? We like squirrels around here. This is the hardest part, I think, about the whole thing. I mean, it's kind of coming together. Wow. I'm just mixing it with my hand now. Okay, and she's pretty greasy. Oh, I gotta let the dog in. Okay, now I'm gonna flip this out here so you can see it. Can you see? It's kind of how she looks. She looks kind of like a nacho. Now I'm gonna roll her out. Now remember, you want this to be thin. I'm trying to keep it more square and even so I can kind of cut this. Make it as even as possible. Oop. I got a hole right here I'm trying to kind of get covered. It says the thinner the better. Roll this over. Maybe it'll fix my hole. They don't really kind of come together. Nope, this side's breaking because I got it really thin, and this side's thicker. Oh, broke some more. I guess I'm getting it pretty thin. Thick right there. Trying to kind of make it even. I don't know, you guys probably can't see this. All right. Let me wipe my hands. Let me get some stuff out of the way so you guys can see this. There. Can you see it now? So there, she's pretty thin. And now I'm going to try to cut triangles like you get with nacho chips, right? I'm going to use my pizza roller. So I'm going to make squares, or at least try. I'm probably making them really small. Now that I'm looking at it, yeah. Well, it's going to be what it'll be. I should have made them bigger, and I didn't think about that until the end. Okay. Now I'm going to take them and kind of cut them in half. Let's see how they turn out. They're really small. See, I should have cut them bigger. But maybe it'll be fine. It is what it is. Oh, that one broke. I'm just going to put it all in there. So I'm going to make either a, that one can just stay, either a nacho cheese taco dip, or I'm going to make a nacho, like real nachos. I haven't decided. Not really sure how I'm going to do this. I do notice that I made them kind of small, so I'm kind of just going through it. However they turn out is how I'm just going to leave it. And I have them on parchment paper. My little spatula. See how many I can get. And this is working better. I can get more on here. There. Now they're not supposed to raise or anything. So let's see what happens. Oh, that's a big one. I'm just going to play it out and see how this all goes. They might melt maybe and spread. I'm not sure. But we'll see. See if I can get them all on here. Oh, breaking. I might have to cook them in 2 batches. I was trying not to. I got a little left. Let's see. Trying to make some room here. Sorry about that if you heard it. It's my squirrels. They're chasing each other. They love to be a pain. I'm really trying to squeeze them on here. Hopefully this will work. One more. Oh, she kind of broke. Right here maybe. And right there. Alright. Now, they go in the oven and they bake for like 12 minutes at 375. So that's what I'm going to do. Here's how they look. I know they don't really look like chips. But let's see. Okay. I'm going to set my timer. I'm going to start at 10 because it said 10 to 12 minutes. And I'll come back and show you what they look like when they're done. Okay, it's time to take them out of the oven. Let's see. Now, I did forget to show you that I flipped them. Here's what they look like. Okay. And it says the longer they sit, the crispier they get. So I'm just going to try one to see if they even taste good. Kind of tastes like a Cheez-It. Remember them Cheez-It crackers? Mm-hmm. Not bad. They do. They taste like a Cheez-It. If you want Cheez-It crackers, make these. I'm not kidding, they're good. Mm-hmm. Just like a Cheez-It. Or at least it is to me. they got to crisp up. So I'm going to let them sit. I'm going to make the nachos or everything I need. And I'll show you what that all looks like in a little bit. Hi. So, I made those. They didn't quite turn out as chips. I'll show you. See? Look. But you know what they do? Oh, I'm trying to get out of the sun. They turned out like a Cheez-It. Even my husband came home and ate these and said, these are good. They're like Cheez-Its. So, if you want these, they're like a Cheez-It. You need a little cracker or snack? It's a Cheez-It. The whole thing that I made is 10 grams of carbs. So, you could eat a few. You could eat some. I made like 37 pieces. And I might end up eating them all. He's eating some. I've been eating some. They're really, really good. And they're like a Cheez-It. Remember how you can't have Cheez-Its? Well, now you can. So, I'm going to cut and break these up and put them in a salad. So I'm going to end up having a taco salad. But these are a great snack. And they did get crispier as they sat. But they're more of a Cheez-It. Anyway, hope you like this. Hope you like Cheez-Its. Try the recipe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.